Welcome to another episode of Make Gains. Today, we're going to be talking about layoffs. Let's get into it.
I just got laid off from my company and I'm really upset. I thought I was done crying, but I don't think I am. I worked at my job for almost 3 years. It was my 3-year anniversary in the next 2 weeks. I just really loved my job and I'm just really sad that I don't have it anymore. And I'm still processing and just in full panic mode because I'm I need money, I need job security, obviously I need to pay rent next month. I'm just really freaking out and it's not a good feeling. I feel like my main source of sadness is that I really enjoyed going into my office every day for the past 3 years. I've gone through a lot while having this job, and I would always tell people I'm so thankful to have this job because it's really pulled me out of some dark times because I knew I had to go into my office. The work of the job I really enjoyed too, and I just felt like I was really doing a good job. That really sucks. I don't really know. I'm so sick of crying on the internet. I'm sorry. I've never been laid off or anything, so I don't really know what to do or say. I'm trying to keep myself busy, and it's only been a few hours. This is gonna be a whole new chapter for me, and I have a lot to figure out. I have a few weeks of severance, which is fine, but I know the job market takes a while to find something. I'm just the most sad because I really liked my job. I liked being there. I liked going in every day. I'm gonna really miss it. I miss this chapter of my life.
This is a really hard thing because when you get laid off, it's just a crappy feeling, you know? It's normally not something you're expecting, especially if you're in a position like hers where you've been working there 3 years, you really love people you work with, you really enjoy your job, and all of a sudden they told you, hey, we're eliminating your role. There's some things that you should be doing if you get laid off. I've got a video at the end that covers that I think did an excellent job. These layoffs have become a lot more prevalent this year. So, there's been tons of layoffs this year. So over 120,000 layoffs this year have happened within our federal government. 67,000 because of DOGE and another 60,000 in the Department of Defense. So that is a ton of layoffs. That's more than what's happened in the top 5 companies in the private sector. You've got Intel this year with 15,000 layoffs, Nissan with 11,000 layoffs, Microsoft with 9,000 layoffs, Chevron with 8,000, and Merck with 6,000. That is a ton of layoffs. And it's across all different categories. More than half of the industry sector jobs out of these top 15 are from the federal government, which is insane. So, guys, I think it's super important that we prepare for this. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, but you don't always see it coming. So you got to make sure that you're making gains and you're preparing yourself financially so that if something does happen, you and your family are ready.
Hi, Nani. How are you?
Hi, Nicole. I'm doing good. I'm just staying busy. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Definitely a busy time. So I want to hop right into it. We've been reconstructing parts of the firm by adopting AI to alleviate some of the high operational expenses. Unfortunately, that's led us to make some difficult decisions, including the immediate termination of your role. This is not based on your performance as an employee. This is a firm-wide decision impacting hundreds of employees. I know this is probably hard to hear. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
This is definitely a shock considering, how much effort, I really put into this company. Will I be receiving any severance?
Yes, you will be receiving 2 weeks severance. We know it's not a lot, but off the record, as a friend, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. We were literally talking last week about those AI apps like Prep AI where people are swiping to apply for jobs, so you can definitely check that out. So jump to my next call, but my colleague here, Mark, will be on the call to go over offboarding. Take care, Nani.
Take care.
Love that. I'm your friend. As a friend, here's some tips. There are hundreds of videos like this. So, you can go on TikTok and search laid off. And a lot of people are posting their layoff videos, and it's sad. Most of them really do feel kind of cold.
You want to do in your career, your aspirations.
Literally shaken.
But having said that, we are all, as difficult as it is, but I sincerely want all of you to know that we are all here to support you as much as we can during this transition. And if there's anything else that you need, then do let us know as well. Given the criticality of cybersecurity in this area and the functions that you do.
That sounded almost like a group layoff, which is horrible. That happens sometimes. Hopefully that's more rare. They always say, is there anything I can do? It's like, yeah, you can give me my job back. That's something you can do because my kids got to eat. It's rough.
I knew it was coming. Saw the writing on the wall for months. After 24 years with the same company where I spent my entire adult life, my position's being eliminated and I'm being laid off. I know it's not personal, it's business, but it's still personal to me. This business has been my life, my family, my growth, my identity, my security. It's even been my home. I know she hates giving me this message as much as I hate receiving it, so I smile to let her know it's okay. I'm okay. But am I? For the first time in my life, I am truly untethered. For the first time in my life, I get to ask, what do I want to be when I grow up? It's terrifying, but it's also kind of beautiful. I've decided to document it all, the highs, the lows, the ugly cries, and the small wins. There will be days I'll feel unstoppable and days where I'll struggle to find my purpose. I don't have all the answers, but if you're figuring it out too, come with me and we'll make over our midlife together.
So I've heard a lot of folks talk about how hard the job market is for younger folks, but I think it's just as hard for someone close to her age, right? If you're in your 40s, 50s, and you lose your job, I think that it can be much more difficult to find a job just because your salary expectation is higher. And many companies are more interested in bringing in someone young and someone they can pay less, and then also utilizing AI. That's something we're hearing a ton of, is that most of these layoffs are happening because of AI-related efficiencies. But I will tell you, one thing she said at the beginning is, I think she said 24 years with her company, and that she saw the writing on the wall. Hopefully she's been preparing for it financially, because that's the biggest thing. You heard it in the first video, the girl said, hey, I got to pay rent next month. Well, guys, you've got to have savings put aside in case something like this happens. Whenever you hear me talk about having an emergency fund and having 3 to 6 months, that's the bare minimum you need to have in case something happens, right? Because it may take longer than that. I have a good friend who is a recruiter, and he told me that you need to plan for 1 month for every $10,000 that you make in this job environment. If you're making $100,000, that's 10 months. That's a long time to be looking for a job. So make sure that you have that emergency savings there, at least 3 to 6 months. More than that would probably be better. Whenever something like this happens, flip all the levers to stop anything that you don't need. Cut out Netflix, going out all of that. And that way you can make it longer on your bare necessities with your emergency fund.
Hi Trey, how are you?
Hey Dylan, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm just staying busy. So yeah.
Nice. Definitely a busy time. I'm okay. I want to hop right into it. Some unfortunate news to share, but the firm has done some restructuring based on the current market, as well as the advancement of AI and different tools and technologies, and just different areas the firm wants to focus on. It's forced us to eliminate your role here at the firm effective immediately. And I'm here to sort of, help answer any questions you might have about this people I can make connections to help you get back. Feel free to check out like AI apps and Prep AI as an example. You and I were chatting about that, right?
Yeah.
I apologize for the circumstance. If you need anything from me, let me know.
Boy, it's rough. More AI-related layoffs. As far as AI goes, try to adopt it as much as you can right now, because in your company, if you still have a job, you may be in a unique opportunity where you can start adopting some of these tools. That way, you're bringing efficiencies. You're not waiting on it to come to you. So if you have that opportunity to utilize AI, start learning it. You can watch YouTube videos about how to be more efficient at work with AI. I really recommend doing that, because the more you can make yourself indispensable, then the less likely it's going to happen. But at some of these big companies, there's no discretion as to who it is. It's just hundreds of people. So You can't beat yourself up about that. In that first video, the girl said, I thought I was doing a good job. And she probably was. She's probably doing a great job. But when these companies make cuts, they're eliminating whole departments without giving a lot of consideration to the work that folks are doing. I've seen that in companies that I work for where some of the better employees got let go, and that's not cool. I would much rather see the company, what do they call it, the rank and riff, where the people who are bottom performers get let go. That makes more sense to me, but that's normally not the way that they do it. So it's really just, hey, if you're in this department, you're impacted. Then they figure it out once you leave. That's, in my opinion, not the best way to do business, but that's what happens. This guy that I'm about to play is posting some really great advice on what to do when you're laid off. You may want to watch this a few times, especially in this situation. I think he's got some great advice.
If you get laid off, you need to do this in the first 48 hours. This is going to minimize the time it takes you to get back on your feet. Step 1, once you find out, just take the rest of the day to process it. Cry, eat some ice cream, vent to a trusted loved one. You are not going to make any productive moves until you process this. Step 2, the next day. Consider posting a message like this on your LinkedIn profile. This is going to alert everyone that you're available, and I genuinely know people who have gotten a job offer within 24 hours of getting laid off because they did something like this. Step 3, to avoid any gaps in your resume and continue building your skills, reach out to any friend of yours that runs a business. Send a message to start offering your support. And then finally, step 4, we're going to make a list of 3 companies that we want to work for. Find people who work at those companies on LinkedIn and send them a message like this to start building connections. If you follow these steps, you're probably going to have something on your plate before your severance even runs out.
I think those are great tips. One thing you do not want to do is go on LinkedIn and dog the company you work for. Don't do it. Even though what you want to say might be true, most of your new employers are going to be looking, and what they don't want to see is someone who is speaking negatively about their former employer. You're much better off to have a note like his, that you had some unfortunate news, you really appreciate the opportunity you had over the last however many years. You can shout out some of your favorite bosses, coworkers. You can talk about some of the good things you accomplished. That's going to keep you looking more professional and looking like the kind of person that a company wants to hire. Even though you might have horrible emotions, and when I say horrible emotions, I don't mean emotions that are horrible to have. I mean horrible feelings towards the company. So even though you might be angry and you might want to dog them out and curse them out or whatever, don't do it, because it's going to hurt you. And it's not good. Your company doesn't care. They already know you don't like it. So the better you can be with that, and the more gracious you can appear in that message, the better off you'll be. But also, if you're asking for opportunities, it's just going to make someone want to give you that even more. So what he had was really great advice. Definitely don't dog them anywhere. Don't dog them on Facebook. Don't dog them on Instagram, because trust me, companies do go and look at your profiles. What they don't want to see is any of that negative stuff. Start preparing and continue making gains. If you have a job today, be grateful for that. I thank God for all the blessings that I have, and very appreciative of the opportunities that I've been given. Be sure to not only be grateful, be sure to save and sock away money for emergency, because the one thing that's guaranteed is an emergency will come. You may not ever be laid off, but you're going to have something. You're going to have your car break down, some kind of sickness. Something's going to break, something expensive's going to happen, and you're going to wish that you had saved money if you didn't do that. So start preparing now. And if you're in that unfortunate situation of being laid off, that last video, those are great tips. Follow that plan he laid out. Rewind this, take some screenshots. In Apple, once you take a screenshot, you can actually copy that text, and then you can use that, throw it in ChatGPT, customize it for yourself. But great recommendations. Anyway, thank you guys for watching to the end today. If you enjoy this type of content, please hit that subscribe button. That helps us out. And then also hit the like. If you know somebody else who's been through this situation, forward it to them, and hopefully they can get something out of this. But guys, As always, thank you and continue making those gains. We'll see you next time.